Previously on Will Save. Misfortune reared its ugly head as our crew went toe-to-toe with the feral gray bounder. As the room started to cave in, the bounder struck some decisive blows, and our adventurers struggled to keep in the fight. Rick may have rolled, but it was the bounder that decided to never give up on Nico after receiving a punishing onslaught of taunts. Hope now wears thin for our crew as the bounder bears down on an already injured Nico Orion for an unrolled amount of damage. Will our crew live to say they'll never give up? Or will it be the bounder singing Never Gonna Say Goodbye? Find out this time on Will Save.
I'm gonna tell you guys something. I just thought of this. Gonna tell you guys something I've never told anyone.
Ooh. Secrets.
Okay. What is it? What's up?
Can I share it?
Is that cool? Is it a peek behind the DM screen?
No.
Oh,
He's going to tell us that he's always wanted to kill Nico Orion.
well, we know this.
Yeah, is it Starfighter related, or is it completely...
No. It's not.
Okay, what is it?
I don't like cranberry sauce. It's Thanksgiving this week, and I don't like it. I never have. Sorry, Mom, if you've been a faithful listener this whole time, but otherwise, I don't like it.
I grew, that's all I would eat for Thanksgiving was
Not
cranberry
even on
sauce.
Thanksgiving, you just eat it.
Like, just cranberry sauce. And now I don't really, I'm like, okay, I'll have a little bit, but also candied yams I never touched.
What?
And
Oh,
I
yams are
finally-
the best.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're so good. I finally learned the problems of my ways, troubles, whatever.
Learn the errors of your ways.
Yeah, that's the errors.
Yeah. The yams
Thanksgiving,
are the
it's
way.
exciting.
Yeah. It's good. It's
Does
going to be a
your-
lot of food.
Turkey gravy.
Does your mom home make the cranberry sauce that you
My
have,
mom?
John?
No, straight out of the can, man.
Yeah, I
It
think it's
still
supposed to
has
show
like the can shape to it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Ew,
It's not cut all the way, so it's just kind of like
ripples.
Yeah, the ripples
Oh, yeah.
half falling over.
It's messed up.
Dude, I mean, if you like it, you like it, you know. But yeah, if anyone has a good family recipe, send it
I would
in.
always eat it separate. It was always like a dessert for me, though. Like I wouldn't eat it. Like people put it on their turkeys and stuff.
I
I'm
know,
like,
it's
that's
not a good
just- that's not
combination,
right.
I think.
It's
Maybe
not a good
back when
combination.
people did turkey right, I guess it was a good thing, but
Like during
something's
like
wrong
the
now these
1600s
days.
when
Yeah.
Thanksgiving started.
Yeah, when like your peasants would come in and eat with you on your land.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually that's before the 1600s, but whatever.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
farming people
The pilgrims.
on your
John-
land.
John, I think your mom would say, in the words of White Goodman, cram it up your cram hole, John.
Step Brothers,
Goodman.
2008.
Step Brothers 2008.
Step Brothers
Dodgeball.
2008.
It's dodgeball.
No,
it's
it's Step
dodgeball.
Brothers. It's Step Brothers.
White Goodman. Cram it up your cram hole, LaFleur.
Who's that play? Is that played by Ben Stiller?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
play-
been
okay,
classic.
all right.
Yep.
Nice.
Nico,
Cram it up your cram hole,
Nick.
John.
Sorry, not Nico. Nick. Thanksgiving food, favorite or least favorite? Drop
Oh,
it.
favorite? Oh, okay, so it's got to be my mom's mashed potatoes, where she puts a little bit of white pepper in there. It just makes it really, really good. Then it's got to be stuffing. Then
Oh yeah, the stuffing's good too.
turkey. Then trifle. Then I don't eat the cranberry sauce, so I can't say one way or the other that whether or not I like it. I just choose not to eat it because I just like the taste of whatever I'm having on the plate.
I think that's a default. You don't like it, so that's one for my team.
Yeah, you don't like it enough to not even try it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that's my order.
Nice.
That's my order.
That's your order.
Will, for everyone not watching, looks very pensive this whole time. Like he's been considering a lot of different arguments here.
No,
Just letting it all boil inside of him about how much he hates.
I'm going to change the music because I feel like Will's going to be very serious here.
I actually really like Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy to cook. A good cook out with family, friends, gathering many people, celebrating with much merriment.
And speaking of merriment, you know what Thanksgiving is also the first official day of, right?
No.
No.
It's not like the fiscal
It
year.
is
No.
it is just about the universal
Patriots Day.
universally agreed upon day where people can start singing, if you believe in Christmas, start singing Christmas songs.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's right.
Yeah, I'm kind
That's
of
true.
against people who put Christmas lights up before Thanksgiving. Like,
Exactly. So, I mean, here's kind of the debate is when is it okay to actually start singing Christmas songs? Is it the quote unquote universally agreed upon Thanksgiving deadline, or is it December 1st? Is it after Halloween?
No, it's after Thanksgiving.
John's
If
like,
I
it's
go
June.
somewhere on Thanksgiving, if I go somewhere when I walk in, I want to hear "All I Want for Christmas Is You." I want to hear it. It's a classic.
That exact song. That
That
exact
song. I want to hear it.
every time.
That one's all right.
That was, remember, it was the All I Want for Christmas, except I changed it to fax because we were talking about faxing.
That's right, because you're a chair salesman. I bungled that one.
That's right.
Yeah. Will, we didn't hear what your food was. You just took the sweet and neutral approach.
Well, I like to cook a lot, so we do. My favorite thing that I like to either bring to a friend's house or always have on hand to share is green beans with the mushroom sauce and the crispy fried onions. But I roast my vegetables and all that stuff. And I do Brussels sprouts, of course. Sometimes we'll sous vide lamb or do some turkey, obviously. Sometimes even a ham, if we can.
Mushroom sauce is good.
And this has been Cooking with William Garrett.
Will's a good cook.
Dude, Will's a great cook, but just the tone, the approach, just he's so
The
methodical
dedication
about
to
it.
the art. Yeah.
He's a true craftsman.
He is.
We
We
have here.
celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving, which is celebrated,
It's like a
month
couple
ago.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian
Last
Thanksgiving is in October, I think.
Yeah.
Is that like practice for American Thanksgiving?
No, it's. Do you want to actually hear
Let's
my?
not forget.
Do you want to
in
hear
every
my
lower
theory
province.
on it?
We do.
Yeah, I do. I'm curious about the history on
Yeah,
this.
no.
Like,
No, I
I
actually have a
because I've
theory. I
never
don't know
heard
if
of
it's verified or not.
We have an hour, Will. So let's just go.
yeah, let's skip Starfinder and learn all about Canadian
But-
Thanksgiving.
May historians wonder. My historical argument would be that Thanksgiving is celebrated in October, mainly in Canada because their fall starts in October, more so than in November in United States.
I thought it was because the exact same engagement that we.
But
or
it
that-
also there is a
called-
historical engagement that occurred, and that could be maybe that could be a latitudinal case for that, right?
The latitudinal case.
You're a
that's correct. That's
Geography
correct, yeah, I
affecting
can see that.
history, so that encounter, that is historical in Canada that represents their Thanksgiving,
Was delayed by 9
Frobisher-
months.
Yeah.
And so it actually took a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year later for Canadians to learn what Thanksgiving was and start celebrating it.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Well, I
Had
mean,
it
this
probably
is
earlier, but
this is you're listening to us on American Thanksgiving. I feel like we missed Canadian Thanksgiving on the podcast.
So we'll throw it in the
hope
outro.
It was good.
I'm not a Canadian expert, so.
Kelly, are you ready for this?
What's up?
I'll count us off. Ready?
Oh,
1,
no.
2,
I don't know what it is.
4.
Oh,
Canada. Our home
shit.
and
No,
native land.
the rains down in Canada. Chilly rains. I've been to Canada.
Never been to Canada?
Will is
the
offended.
greater Toronto area.
We have so many great Canadian listeners.
We have fantastic Canadian listeners.
We have great Canadian listeners, though.
We do. Also, for my Thanksgiving, I like pies.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I eat a million pies, and my mom gets into pie. You know how your moms always get into a cooking thing where they'll just cook the same thing for months, and they'll just pile it up. I don't know. My mom does that, and she'll just.
My mom does not do that.
Yeah, my mom does that.
Stuffing in my family, my grandmother would shred an entire chicken and put it inside of it, including all the guts and weird things. So I've never been a fan of stuffing. We talked about how conversation was a river, and I think I just vaulted us back up the river.
You're good.
I think it was the original topic, so then I wanted to get back to it and not get.
I was envisioning your mother shredding a chicken.
My grandmother, but yes, she probably would.
Yeah.
She eats everything. I don't know if it's because she was a child of the Depression or something. Who knows?
Haul us back and just say, I just want to once again thank our Canadian listeners for being
thank
so
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're fantastic.
One day, we just might be going north.
I think we should go play and do perhaps a live show in Canada.
In Canada?
The week
I
of
know
Canadian
a
Thanksgiving.
place we could do it.
Then I think we should just do that. We should just go do a live show of us playing and then celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving that very week.
I'll have to get my passport updated, though.
You don't need one for Canada, I think.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Americans get special. Oh, I didn't need it last time I was there, but maybe.
When was the last time you went?
Canada's not a state of the United States.
No, we do. When you go to Canada, there's a section that says Canadian and U.S. residents.
Canadian
and
U.S.
Canada. But no, Americans do get easier access to Canada like no one else does. You'll see when you try to get it.
Yeah.
I always joked that I wanted to buy some land somewhere and declare it sovereign, and I would name it the country of Canada, so that I could be the only true Canadian, and everybody else would just be Canadians.
You could adopt some of their very northern areas where the polar bears might chill out. No one lives there.
There actually is a there is a small piece of territory just south of the between the Sudan and Egypt that is technically unclaimed land, and people can actually go claim it as sovereign territory.
Between what and
nobody's claimed it? Why has nobody claimed it yet?
It's probably horrible.
It's because by claiming one of the pieces of land would sacrifice a claim on oil fields out in the ocean.
So nobody can claim is what you're saying. We can't just go, this is my land.
It literally it's just a bunch of dunes. But I mean, you can go actually say this is my land, and people have actually gone and done it before. But in order for it to be actually internationally recognized by the UN, you need to be able to have a stable population. You need to be able to have an airport and have an embassy.
I thought that it was that you need a flag. That's what
I think it's a part of that.
Yeah, those could all be the same location.
Yeah.
We only support helicopters that land on my backyard.
Yeah. Our airport's on the roof of my house.
Yeah, that's it.
Only many helicopters can land there, though.
Yeah, there are people that go and form ocean nations and stuff. They're usually libertarian paradises, or they try to be, I should say. That's all.
Have they started that oil rig thing?
Yeah. Isn't it Sealand? Sealand's also
There's
technically a
Sealand?
nation.
That's a thing?
There's a nation called Sealand, and it has
Is that the floating islands?
It's a real nation, sort of. And no, it's built on an old oil rig or something, but you can actually become part of the gentry.
Is that Sealand
Sealand
one
or
word or
some
two? I'm looking
nonsense.
this up.
I think it's
Principality of Sealand
yeah, it's a thing, sort of, kind of.
is an unrecognized micronation that
Yeah, they're
claims
unrecognized because they don't have a flag.
But that's
Fort
the closest
Ruff's-
they've gotten, is that.
It's a Wikipedia entry. That's the closest they've got to
That makes the official
nation.
Wikipedia. Oh man, speaking of Wikipedia, when are we going to get a Will Save Wikipedia?
We need a
can't
Will
make
Save
it ourselves,
Wikipedia.
right?
Yeah.
If anyone wants to write it that's listening, by all means.
If you're Canadian or Canadian and you write it, thank you.
I know we have a
appreciate
Reddit
that.
page. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we do.
So you know what
Nobody ever does
our,
anything on it, but
you know what our Wikipedia page would be called if we had a Will Save Wikipedia? Wicca Will Save.
Wicca
Will save. That's pretty good.
Well, speaking of libertarian principalities, you guys want to play some Starfinder?
You're a libertarian principality.
Damn right. That's how I was raised. It's not true. Will Save, where you get your Starfinder politics and your Starfinder recipes.
You learn so much at Will Save.
You learn so much.
Wicked will save.
It doesn't flow as well as Will Save from
Kelly. Will save. Will save.
It's like you're sneezing and saying Will Save. Yeah,
You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like the Guinness guy who's just going like, brilliant.
That's true. That's true.
I haven't seen that, but no.
All right, well, I think it's important to just recognize the bounder in the room here, and that's that.
Wow. Well played. Well played.
Yeah, that's that.
Well played.
Nick is...
If the GM got
Nick could go
punishments,
down.
I give you that. Wait,
no punishments for the GM.
Yeah, if GM's got punishments, we give you that one.
Okay, let's vote on this. I vote no.
No.
No,
No, I don't want you having punishments. It's not good
I don't want
for
you
us.
having punishments.
It's
scary.
scary. Punishments.
Enemies are tough enough.
Will, you didn't vote, but yeah. All right.
What am I voting on?
He seemed to be punished.
I think John's trying to trick us into like letting him get punishments.
Yeah. I want punishments.
No.
So,
Go ahead, roll it. Just roll it.
well, let's just
All right.
remind the listeners that Nico did some pretty aggressive things to this Grey Bounder last time, including spitting blood. You all did a number of things.
I love how John's characterizing this right now. It's like, okay, we all know Nico did some very aggressive things, and that's why he's going to die. Okay,
He was a
so
Nazi
just
boy.
like justifying this right now, he spat blood. He did this.
Well,
he
let's
did
also
that.
acknowledge everyone else who did their part. So Dr. OK did some damage, right? Pretty sure Heerz did some magic missile damage,
He did.
and then that's it. So
I threw a grenade at it.
Well, that was like 2 episodes ago, so that doesn't really count.
I'm looking it up real quick. What?
This
I
is
also
a
threw
support
my-
group
my-
for people
my
who've been
axe.
abused by Nico Orion.
I picture the gray like taking one swipe and going just like liability.
Yeah.
It's in your
He
brain.
gains
These things are like
the encumbered
telepathic.
condition.
Well, yeah, Will, it has the encumbered condition. I had met from 2 episodes ago, but I think it was the shaking condition.
And he's also shaking too now.
He's shaking now too, yep.
Yeah.
So it's, but I believe that was even with a -2 to the attack roll. That still hit you because it was a 29.
Yeah, because you have an unreal freaking damage
Yeah,
modifier.
You rolled a 29 and our KACs are like 12.
Yeah.
The whole point is that Nico only has 13 HP left.
I feel like the books are being cooked on this one.
Guess? Nope. Didn't
I
change
have 11.
It didn't
I have
change.
11.
From
I
my
thought you had
corporate
13.
background.
You had 13
No,
HP.
I have 11. So wait, hold on. Let me double check this.
Yeah, let's double check this because we ended last time with you saying 13.
I know,
so-
correct. It's 13. Correct.
Okay, that's what I
It is
thought.
13.
And of course, somebody who cooks the books would argue that I'm cooking the books, but I'm not cooking the books because I haven't changed anything about this monster. I haven't changed
I
anything.
think this book was already cooked. I think you bought it straight out of the oven.
Yep.
So if I
Thanksgiving
roll,
jokes.
if I roll,
goose is
thank you,
cooked.
Paizo. I can't tell if Will is happy or sad
I mean,
that
I'm
this could happen.
concerned for Nico.
We all are. This is not
I
good.
think we all are.
But we do know that you
Thank
have
you
a
for your
plus
concern,
7.
Will.
It's a plus 7.
I told
on
you.
Your, on your
I
damage.
said a 1d6 plus 7. For
So
this
if you
fight.
roll a 6,
Nico
that'll
goes
knock
down.
Nico out. So he still gets a couple rounds to survive. He might
He
not
could
be
spend a resolve point. Yep. But then what if
Yep.
you guys miss and then I don't know what could happen? What could happen? All right, there we go, Nico. Gonna roll this Kraken die. Kraken D6. Dark galaxy. I rolled a 2. So that's 9 points of damage to Nico, bringing you close to death.
So
Rough.
Nico getting stabbed again is gonna more blood's gonna come out of his mouth, and he's just gonna spit it right back at this creature again.
You're immune to the psychic terror, so you just spit blood as this thing bites
Is that the
into
best
your
you could
side.
do?
Ooh.
He's gonna be like, is that the best you could do? You gray freak.
Why is he
13.
immune?
Because he succeeded on the save.
Oh, if you succeed once, you don't have to roll it ever again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
For an hour.
For an hour.
Rick 19, it's your turn. What are you thinking as you saw Nico is close to death?
There's no thoughts. He's just like reacting, and he's just gonna swing.
Pure
his
machine.
axe.
Okay, swing again.
You're gonna be kidding.
This thing is close to death.
I rolled a 5
Plus?
plus 5
The
to
10?
hit for a total of 10, and this thing has a KAC of like 47. So
No. you were close, but no, you miss. Maybe you swung right as it leapt at Nico. So it bing hits the ground.
Yo, like, Kev, seriously, can you go, like, find something to give you, like, some good luck for, like, because you've been rolling just
I've
awful.
switched 3 different dice. Like this is, I just.
Like,
Dr.
do you
Okay.
want to, like, throw some salt over your shoulder?
I know, right?
Or, like, go buy, like, some, like, chicken wings and get a wishbone? Like,
It's
I
because
don't
you
know.
didn't have that rabbit's foot. Dr. OK, you could do this. Unless you want to do anything else with your turn, Rick. Dr. OK could end this. You could make this all go away.
Okay. I'm going to...
Actually, wait.
Desperate.
I am gonna spin my move action. I'm gonna take a guarded step behind this thing.
Smart.
Now it's flanked.
Now it's flanked.
Just
And
reminder.
seeing this, seeing Rick, I'll nod to him and pull from my my hindquarters, so to speak, my tactical syringe spear, and
Okay.
go and just hit him with a
You were holding your vapor cavitation pistol, I thought, and then you pull your spear.
I can put that
Yeah.
away. And that's my expended move action, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
And then pull out this.
You could also drop it, because I think to do that and then to pull it out would be your turn. Right, Kev?
Okay,
Yeah, you technically drop your
Yeah.
gun.
I'll
That's
drop
fine.
it then.
Okay. It goes
Because
off.
sheathing,
It's killing
sheathing
Nico.
itself is a move action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So you pull out the spear. This is your moment. You could do this.
Yeah.
This Grey Bounder is now flanked. You get a +2 to your roll. And the AC is already lowered because you encumbered it. Oh, we're getting the die cam here.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
19 on the die.
Dang, that's a hit.
There we go. Wait,
wow.
yes. You got to roll the mischance, though.
No.
22.
Oh, you just got the mischance.
No.
It phases.
No. I didn't roll the 20. That's not what I rolled.
Got
yeah,
it.
22
I'm just
to
saying
hit.
the
Okay.
22 hit.
Okay.
Roll the mischance.
D20, right? Or D100.
No, it's a
No,
D100.
do 100. So we're taking 2 dice.
90.
Oh,
Nice.
you're
There
good.
we go.
The spear, it just sinks in. There's almost like there is almost no pushback in the body as the spear cuts through into the body of the creature. How much damage you do?
Big damage, hopefully. Okay. 8 piercing damage.
Oh, that's got to do
Nice.
it,
Yep, that's got to be it.
You stab the Grey Bounder. You hear one last that fades in your head as the creature falls and dies.
Yes.
All right.
Wow. That was a 3-episode long combat.
That was.
That was a tough combat. That might have been your toughest.
And that's not including
far.
the other time we fought this thing already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Creepy gray dog.
Your
The
dog
creature
is
is killed.
eating an avocado.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore. So this creature falls. The tail limp falls to the ground. You can see that this tail is incredibly sharp. Just running your finger on it would cut you instantly. This incredibly feral creature designed to move, attack, and take you out quickly.
Nico wants to know asking the GM here. Can I cut off the end of this thing's tail and use it as a tactical knife?
I literally knew you were going to ask that. So much so that I was thinking of doing it because you inspired us in the past to do weird shit like this. So like, anyway, go for it.
Can I,
Ask
John?
the question.
Can I cut off the end of this thing's tail and use it as a tactical knife?
I think that you could, but if you did not use any sort of preservation method on it, I think there's a finite time length that you can use it,
Yeah,
or else it's going to
probably.
start to.
Okay, never mind. Not worth it. Not worth it, though. It would be pretty badass. Oh, Nico will just do it as a trophy. He'll just cut off the end of this thing as a trophy.
Excuse me a moment. And I'm gonna pick up the transmutation matrix and use the survival knife to slice him open. I want to examine him.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, and then Nico, also think about how that plays out role playing if you cut it off.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's the name of the? Oh, never mind. I got it. So Nico kind of says last time, getting ready to cut off the end of this thing's tail. He's calling out to everybody. Last time at a game this challenging was when I was hunting with my dad on Castroville. And he takes his dueling sword after he takes his he sheathes his blaster pistol for a second and cuts off the end of this thing's tail. It's like, I'm keeping this, and whenever I get home, I'm mounting this on my wall.
Actually, I don't think I can do that. Never mind.
This is you all. I mean, look, there have been a handful of tough combats. This is definitely one that was frustrating and tough, and you guys might have died. Could have happened.
Yeah, both of our toughest combats was with this creature.
We should taxidermy it. Just carry it around at the shed. Use it as whatever checks, intimidation checks. Not really. You should heal up.
Yeah. So what are you guys thinking?
Walk around with the head on a
To accidentally stab yourself and then
Yeah.
get dead.
I'm gonna go ahead. Can we do like a 5-minute
Wait.
rest here? Like
Dr.
I'll
Okay,
just burn a
what's-
resolve point.
It's a 10-minute rest.
It's a 10-minute rest.
It's 10-minute rest. Yeah, I'll do that.
I think we need to
so-
get it out of this room.
So let's
'Cause it's
just think about
collapsing.
this. What are you thinking, and what are you going to do? Let's
Wait,
role
what was
play it.
Dr. OK going to do? And he said he can't now? Why?
I was saying that take the survival knife from the vapor cavitation pistol, turn it back into it, but I don't think doesn't it take 10 minutes to do that? And also, I don't
I forget how long
actually
it
think I
takes to
would
convert.
gain anything
Wait,
from that.
hold on. I got a crazy idea, John.
I don't-
Will this work?
I don't want to take any time.
Dr. K is talking, Nick. Hold on,
Sorry.
We should get out of here. This room is collapsing, isn't it? Still, can I do a perception check?
Sure.
18 on that die plus 12, 30.
Yeah, you're confident that the ceiling is not going to cave in any further.
Nice.
But if you want to look in, you can see what has happened so far.
Here's my question for the GM. Could Dr. OK take his transmorphic pistol and scan the knife? And if he did, would that knife that he scanned have those same horror debuffs potentially?
No.
Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been real cool.
I think you would need to do more than...
Because I'm thinking the thing's poison, right? That there was poison at the end of the
It's like
tail.
it's a
Yeah,
That was like
it's
a
a-
fear poison.
No, there's no poison. It's a psychic effect from the creature.
Okay.
There was any hit. Any hit.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool if we could have done that.
I super agree. That would have been really cool. Not saying you can't do that again in the future. Also, if you want to make a case for trying to take the brain and the night, it's I'm not going to say no to cool stuff. I just think just taking it by itself because it's a poison and using the transmutation matrix.
If Dr. OK as the biological expert wants to try it, that's his call.
I don't think it works like that.
I don't think it works like that either.
Okay.
Unless it's a genetic thing. Maybe it's theme knowledge. Could I do a theme knowledge check on the alien's corpse?
On the gray? Sure. Give me a life science.
Well, no, it's I don't even think it's
You're under profession.
yeah.
Was it profession?
You're an expert in one particular field of study and your passion for the subject shows. Choose. It's a life science check, but recall knowledge about your speech.
What is your profession?
By 5. Yeah, I think I just get an insight bonus, so I'll just roll my regular life science. Fine.
What is your profession, though?
Genetics.
Genetics, okay.
32. 19.
And that's to see if you can do it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's a really great roll. I think you plan it out in your head. You see the steps that it would take to create a psychic ability from a creature's brain and then apply it to a weapon, like a weapon fusion or something. And I think you would, if you wanted to try and take the creature's brain to do this at a future date, you could, but I think you would need more than just your kit that you have now. You would probably need a dedicated space. But you could take it and ask somebody to do it. You could take it and see, or maybe there are other places here where you could try and do that if you want to take that time.
I have nothing to preserve this alien, though, Gray, and I feel it's more beast than anything else. But perhaps if someone, I guess I could take a piece of his brain or something, or his head.
Sure. You want to do that?
Sure.
Just kind of head rotting. As you cut into the head, again, this is probably one of the few times that there is any, that there's any medical study done on Grays. So few and far between. Maybe somewhere in the infosphere, in some dark corner, there's literature about it. You can find out.
Completely mutilated this dead corpse, by the way.
But now that you cut in, you realize that the flesh feels like rubber. Again, as you push in, it feels like neoprene. You just kind of, it depresses, and then it slices through very easily. And part of the skin fills in with black fluid, but then not that much. It's almost as if the veins are not quite connected to the body. It's very weird. But as you cut in,
this is so gross.
Pull open the skull, you are able to see the brain. And you're just able to move past a bone right where you cut in, and you can carve out a core of the brain and put it in your kit. The brain is also gray.
Curious question.
That's some gray matter.
This thing didn't... It's great. Gray matter from the brain. Anyways, this thing's neck didn't explode like the others, right?
It did not.
Does it have an explosion?
I'm going to say with your life science check, Dr. OK, that you, and as you're looking at the brain, you're thinking about creatures of this size, the muscular buildup of creatures like this, and knowing all the creatures in the Pact Worlds and beyond.
All the creatures.
All of them. Just like a Pokedex. You know all of them. You are fairly confident that this creature is smart enough to be a watchdog, not smart enough to
put a bomb in its head,
carry a conversation, retain enough information, can carry out some pretty complex orders and do its task.
Yeah.
But that is what it's meant to do. It's a soldier, it's a watchdog, it carries out simple commands, can think critically enough to make somewhat complex decisions, but is not going to retain information.
You mentioned it was what was he producing? A psychic effect?
It was a terror.
Psychic terror, which is a mind-affecting emotion and fear effect. It infects you with psychic fear.
Dr. OK, can you check to see if there is an explosive device planted in this thing's head?
Wasn't it near the neck?
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
Give me I guess a medicine check.
I'll assist on that. Oh, yeah. 19 plus 4 or 5, so 24.
Yeah, I got a 20.
So 22.
Plus whatever Kev gives me.
So 22 total. Doesn't look like there is one.
Yeah.
In the area that you remember, you're carefully carving through the base of the spine to see, and right at the back of the head to see if something is there, hoping you don't stab it and you don't find anything. Peeling back.
It's very curious that
rubber.
This thing is not armed with an explosive device, but the sentient one next door was.
It's a little I think less intelligent, gray dog-like thing.
Yes. more beast than...
Probably doesn't have anything to protect.
Nico's just going to rack his brains. He wants to do a culture check and see what he remembers from like just stories of advanced weaponry, because that would fall under his profession.
Wait, what about advanced weaponry?
But what in the advanced weaponry in relation to what?
That this creature is a weapon?
That this creature might be a weapon, or that
it's more like a
Greys have
dog.
been
It's
able-
more like a dog than it is a weapon.
But what if it used to be a gray that was mutated into something more of a dog?
Okay. Maybe that's something Dr. OK or anybody with life science or physical science.
I think it's just a feral gray. If the grays are left alone too long, they turn into this. Just like
If that was
Quite
if that
an
was
assumption.
if that was
I like
if that was
it.
the case, why wasn't the
Now that's an avocado-eating dog.
if that was the case, why wasn't the one doing experiments? It was clearly left on his own for a long time.
I was joking, Nick.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So if you want to do that, I'm going to say somebody should give Nico an aid.
I will.
And
It's life
it
science,
depe-
right? Oh, sorry.
I would think it would be life science,
Okay.
unless
okay.
you just wanted to see. So if you just want to see what information,
You said culture check, right? I don't even...
Well, it's a profession. It's a profession check in this case.
So how would I
if-
aid with that?
if you just want to see what knowledge you know, it's culture.
Oh, it wouldn't be profession?
If you want to see if this creature was made to be a weapon, it could be profession.
Okay.
If you want to know anything more about what the creature, how the creature came about, it would not be profession.
Oh,
would it
then
be-
I'll just do culture. Then.
So culture would be trying to think, did you see it? Did you read it? Have you heard anything about this? Life
Yes.
science would be looking at the body to see what signs from the body tell me.
Yep. All right. That's going to be a 20, 11 plus 9.
Here's a
Actually, sorry,
Wait,
21, 11. Sorry, that's going to be a 21, 11 plus 10. I have 10 culture, plus 10 culture.
Here's assists for a total of 23.
Okay. Maybe.
Oh, don't let me forget, guys. My survival's pretty high, so next time we run into a wild animal, quote unquote, I can try to talk to it. Not talk
cool.
to it, but like work
Oh,
with it.
dope.
Let's see if we can tame it. We should have kept it.
We're not
We
even
should
gonna go
have
there.
kept the
Roll
way
for
back
animal
there.
handling every single turn.
Every
It's
time.
survival, yeah.
Wolves.
Nico. I'm picturing that Heerz. Did you aid on this culture check or no? Was it just
Yeah,
Nico?
I did. So it's
Okay.
total 23, yeah. Oh, yeah.
23.
I did.
Okay, good enough that I'm going to say this. Nico, maybe one time you think you might have recalled this, some random port you're in, somebody that you're talking to late at a bar, person you talk to, and they seem cool, and then after a while they start saying things you're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's weird. I should not have bought you a drink. And Nico, maybe you were at your company one day and you were walking by and somebody, this is what you think. Maybe you overheard just random chit chat among employees, water cooler talk. You think that if this creature were a weapon, it's probably the case that it's a different species than a gray.
Okay.
Maybe there are some things that might have been augmented in the course of domestication or any sort of, controlling or breeding. But for the most part, they're probably domesticated. That's your guess. And again, this is just hearsay. This is you from some dude who's really into conspiracy theorists or some person who's really into conspiracies saying, I bet there's something else out there besides grays. I bet there's some sort of, I saw in this video that they have these creatures that they can send out to do their guarding and their bidding.
So Nico's going to relay this to the rest of the team. He's going to be like, one time I was at a port call and, I heard some drunken moron over there talking about grays and extra grays. He referred to them as the four-legged extras. And he seemed pretty confident that these things were just they bred these things for the specific purpose of using them as dogs or weapons like dogs. But they are a separate species all on their own, just as Dr. OK was mentioning earlier. So I mean, it's interesting.
What did
though.
I say? Yes.
What?
That's okay, Doctor.
That's
okay.
very interesting. I like it.
So Nico's then gonna look over at Doctor OK and like, it's been a long day. I trust me.
Nico and Heerz, give me a wisdom check. Give me a wisdom check.
All right, this is what it is. That's an 11.
Oh my god, it's a 7.
11 and 7. All right. You're not really quite. You think about that memory and you're like, and then that's it.
Well, here's knowing that he doesn't know. Might do a life science check if that further expands our knowledge.
No.
Would that? No.
You're good.
Okay.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Here's tells Nico.
You should probably patch yourself up. Doc, you got anything for him? You got anything?
Yes. Do you want me to roll? I can. I'll just hit him with. I have one of the Mark 1 healing serums.
Okay. Does anybody else need hearing?
Nico's gonna cough up a little bit more blood
Onto the body of the gray. Whatever's left
and
of it.
Spits on the gray.
Yeah.
yeah, he will spit a piece of and he's just and then he's gonna be like, "Yeah, Doc, I think I could use. This thing stabbed me a couple times here. I'm kind of losing a little bit of blood here. I shouldn't be worried about lightheadedness, should I?"
You get 4 hit. Are you down on hit points?
Yeah,
he
I
was
4
2 from death.
I was 4 hit points away from death.
Okay, so you get 4 hit points back.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay.
All right.
So
Rick moves into the other room.
Okay.
and Nico's gonna say, "Hold up, guys. Why don't you guys go on ahead and take a look at a couple things around here? I want to take 10 minutes here, just collect myself."
All right.
So Nico takes a 10-minute rest. Does everyone else take a 10-minute rest to regain your stamina?
what is that?
Or
I'm gonna
do you
it
look
up
around?
again.
I'm going to say that if somebody wants to rest and other people don't, I'll allow that and other people can do checks instead of resting.
A 10-minute rest gives you all your stamina back, right?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah, I'll do that. 10
Okay,
minutes.
so you all take a 10-minute rest.
Mhm.
During that time...
I said I'll wait.
Oh, sorry.
I will save my 10-minute rest.
So here's Dr. OK and Nico. You're still sitting in this entryway between the data foundry and this room. Rick, you go in.
I'll just rest around the carcass of this gray.
So I
Well-
regain all my biohacks.
Yeah.
As Nico's kind of sitting down and resting, he's just kind of like absently stabbing this dead beast with his dueling sword.
Let me read you a little bit more again, Rick. You're walking around. You doing a perception check? What are you doing?
Yeah, so Rick steps, he opens up the door and he steps, fully.
Okay.
And then he steps through it about where he was the last time he stepped into this room.
Okay, let me read you again, just so you get a sense of it. There's still the sense of fracture and complete, disrepair, as if this room has been very damaged. It's roughly octagonal. There are still these cracks running through the stone ceiling, the floor. Up in the northern part of this octagonal room, where there was this machine with smoky crystal anchors, gold silver wires, very tightly organized together, there is now a large boulder that has broken most of the machine. Clearly, it was working when you were here last time, and as a result of the grenade, it is not. There's another boulder off to the right that it didn't hit anything, it just fell on the floor. There is a workstation that is right in front of you. Your Dr. K now is standing there. And Rick, you see that at the workstation, the chair and the desk are smashed. And you can see a small humanoid form is crumpled among the wreckage. Just so you guys know, I know some of you on Roll20 have moved in. I'm going to give Rick the first kind of, go of the room because he walked in before you guys came in. So
Yeah, you guys are resting.
Actually,
This is my time.
I decided not to do that. It's not worth it for me.
Okay,
So
so
I spent a resolve point on like a couple stamina. So.
Sure.
But anyway,
Okay,
go
so-
ahead.
So do I need to do a general perception on the room, or that kind of was?
that's
I think we already did before.
Yeah, that's just a general thing. But if you want to investigate anything, if you want to go move stuff, if you want to look
Yeah,
into
so
it, we can do that.
I'll step over kind of.
Is it only Nico
Towards
that
the
needs
desk.
to rest? Are we actually just pushing forward?
I thought that you were
I
Resting
can't.
through Dr.
Also,
Okay.
I don't need to.
okay.
Same. I'm
So-
waiting
I'm
for
resting.
Nick. That's it.
Okay, so who is in the room looking around?
The three of us. Minus
It's fine,
Nick.
Nico. Take your 10. You're fine.
That's fine.
Um,
I'm just trying to see who's doing what. Okay,
Sure.
So I rolled a 15 plus 6 for 21
On-
on perception of, I guess, the body and the computer. Can I do that, or do I need to do 2?
Well, which one do you want to do? Because they're
So
tell me what you want to look
Okay.
at, and I'll tell you what to roll.
Well, I guess Dr. Ok's over by the body, anyways. He's gonna inspect it. I'm sure there's gonna be the head's exploded or something silly. So
Do you want to do a life science check, Dr. Okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna do perception on the computer then.
Give me.
I rolled a 21 for that.
I was going to say do an engineering instead of perception.
Okay.
Perception?
Okay.
Or engineering or what?
For Rick 19. For Dr. K, if you're going to look at the body, do a life science or a medicine.
Wasted my
Life
roll
science.
I rolled a 1 plus 3.
Well, I'll say that whatever you were rolled for the perception, just add your engineering bonus.
30.
Oh, okay. So if it was an 18 for engineering then.
18 for engineering. Dr. K,
17 on the die. 13
You got
life
a-
science.
okay, you got a 30 on life science. Okay. Now, Dr. OK, you can tell that this gray, as you walk over, and Rick, you don't see it maybe because you walk around the north side of the smashed workstation. Dr. OK sees it as he walks around the south side. The creature, the lower half that you could see on the southern part of the room, Dr. OK, is the head. And you do notice that the head, yeah, there's a hole in the back. That, as you now know from looking at the gray bounder, the gray skin is different than maybe other species, and it seems like it's thinner. There's less protection, and that's why some of these bombs, there's a huge hole. But the concerning thing is that the creature didn't just get hit with this bomb. The upper torso is disconnected from the lower torso. And as you maybe move it a little bit, you realize one of its arms is ripped off.
I'll say.
Well, this is gray bounder.
So, as you're trying to see what's going on, Rick 19, you look and you realize this workstation, you look at the ceiling, you look at where the rocks fell, and you think this workstation was not smashed by the environment. Something might have smashed the workstation.
Is it apparent that is there like slashes or anything? Is it
Yeah, it's
something
like an
equivalent to what this
engineering
bounder
or
could
a
do, or is it something separate?
Survival check.
Yeah, so
See.
between the two of you, give me a survival and a life science check. I know that you guys have different specialties, so whichever way you want to do it.
I got
I'll
a
do
9
life
for
science.
survival.
Just,
Wait, so one at a time. Rick, you're going to do,
A 9 for survival.
and Dr. OK, you're going to do
18 life science.
9 for survival, 18 for life science. Yeah, you don't know. Can you take a deep? Can you do it? Take 20 on a survival or a life science.
I'd have to look. I think for survival you can.
I probably could.
I mean, you could roll it into the 10 minutes if you guys want to do that. I won't say no.
You can also use
survival
my-
is untrained.
I can automatically succeed at any attempt to aid it.
I'm gonna say that you can. Pretty sure that you can. I don't see why you can't. Do you want to take 20?
Sorry, I'm still reading the rules on Take 20. I've never used it.
There is something that I can like automatically succeed to. There's some in certain knowledge checks.
A lot of page turning here.
Is it enough page turning that I should see what Heerz wants to do? Or should we?
I'm at survival now. So
Wait, were you segueing into Heerz?
So wait, where does it say?
I don't know. It might just say for some reason you can't do take 20 on survival. I don't think I'm happy to rule that you can't. I just didn't want to breach some sort of super canon rule that's like, you know, like I don't think you can take 20 on medicine check, for instance.
I think you can though.
We're on certain parts of the medicine check, certain uses.
I think it's a whole like trained only thing. So like survival is not trained only. Take 20. You have the penalty, or you have plenty of time to devote the skills, and that task has no adverse effect upon failure. The GM might rule that you can take 20 on that skill check.
Great. I'm going to rule that you guys can take 20 on a life science or a survival if you would like.
I'll do take 20 on survival.
Dr. Okay, take 20?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Rick, you're confident that not only as you look and see that the workstation could not have been smashed by the Grey Bounder. It was probably a large creature at least. And the thing is that as you look, maybe there's a bit of a claw mark, but nothing like the tail, right? It seems like just massive pounds into the ground. And you look back to where the door is, and you do realize that something about the dust, it was just covered up maybe by the dust and the shaking and everything that's been happening. But there are tracks of a large humanoid creature with clawed bare feet. But the tracks are inconsistent. It's almost like this creature could move without touching the ground.
Oh, levitation!
And Dr. OK, maybe the two of you are talking. And Dr. OK, you look and you see and you know what Rick is saying, and you think the same creature that ripped and rended this gray is probably the same creature. And you surmise the only type of creature I can think, based on everything that we know, is that this is some sort of a troll, but it's unlike any sort of troll that you know.
This creature is... I've never seen anything like this, but if what it is true, great power in this troll.
Is there any similarity to that other creature we fought in that experimental room?
You would think that it's different enough. That creature seemed like a half-baked experimental creature.
No, this is something different. This is new, but more improved. Bigger, stronger, everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a large creature. And Rick points out this thing can move without touching the ground. Maybe it's at this time that Heerz, you start to come in. Maybe about 10 minutes have passed. Nico, you come in. What are the two of you thinking as you come in?
Heerz was here, so he overheard that what happened.
Yeah, it's probably in your comms too.
Nico is silent. Definitely creeped out. But he doesn't have any jokes for this.
Heerz is like, a troll, huh? And then Chad is actually still here, by the way, because he can be around for like hours. And he's just going to command. Chad comes into the room. I got ahead of myself. I was going to have him do something, but I don't need to. Heerz is going to check out the door on the other side and see if there's a lock on it, see if there's a porthole, that kind of thing.
Okay. There's no porthole on the door into the room. And give me a perception check.
Okay.
Here's.
All right. It's 22.
22 doesn't appear to be locked. Appears that it was maybe damaged a little bit, but is overall pretty sturdy and intact. If anything, the rock smashing the once working machine next to it, maybe that caused it depressed the ground a little bit. So if you look at the bottom, the floor is not flush. It's just a little...
Oh, there's a gap? Rick drops to the floor and tries to get a peek.
It's a minuscule gap. You can't see anything.
Oh, okay, fine. So the computer thing, it's like damaged. Like it was damaged by the creature and by this rock. It's unrepairable, right?
So the workstation was damaged by this large creature. The machine that was damaged by the rock is a different machine. That's not that doesn't look like a computer. You don't know what that is. You can give me if someone wants to give me an engineering or mysticism check.
I think I did an engineering on
Do
that.
an
I got an 18.
I'll do mysticism.
Okay. Nico, do you want to do engineering or mysticism?
mysticism check.
You're in the room now.
Can I do
I'll
a
roll
computer
engineering.
check, or does it have to be engineering?
Engineering or mysticism?
28
All
for
right.
mysticism.
28 for
All right, I'll do
mysticism.
engineering.
I aid for engineering.
So 30?
I aid on
mysticism.
34. Okay, you all aid on engineering.
We all aid on engineering, but nobody actually does the engineering.
I'll
Yeah.
do the engineering. I'll be the foreman on the engineering.
Well,
so that's
but-
+9.
Okay, so what was your roll then? 'Cause-
So my roll was 14 plus 9, so that's 23.
okay, because Heerz got a 28 on his roll. So
Okay.
For mysticism.
But it's mysticism.
Oh, for
so-
mysticism, that's right. For 28,
And I
so then
aided.
plus
So 29.
20, 30, right?
So we have
Plus
two.
23 plus
20,
the,
Kev's
plus the
25.
bonuses.
So 25 engineering,
Yeah.
30 mysticism.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kev, sorry. I thought you were doing engineering on the workstation, which is...
No, we talked about that, and I said you were like, I was like the computer at the top. I didn't realize there was a computer at the workstation. It's,
Yeah, it's a workstation with a computer. Sorry, that's
no, I was
that's what I thought you meant.
no.
Okay, cleared up. Yeah, if you look on roll 20, you can see in the north here, there's this massive gold and silver wires and blue, and then there's the smashed workstation where Dr. OK is. All of you are putting this together about what could this machine have been that was working when you came in the first time. The workstation where the gray was at, the computer smashed. This machine off to the corner was working. Odd. You realize this is some sort of a gray communication unit that's built for wherever you are. And you realize a couple things. It only responds based on the way that it works. You're like, there's no microphone. These crystals seem to have some sort of a resonance of some frequency that doesn't make any sense to me based on my knowledge of material science or my knowledge of magic. Except here's something, as you're looking and trying to figure this out, something pings. And you realize that whatever this could do when it worked, you would need to have some sort of mind link spell or be able to use telepathy. And that would allow you to connect this comm unit. Now, based on your engineering check, you think this is kind of a small comm unit. Maybe it's the size of like a water heater, right? On the wall. Bulky, but not, not too crazy. Except then as you look in the wall, you see that some of the wall, too, has wires that were running through it. And so you realize that much of this wall, there's a network of crystals and wires that are within it. So this is much larger. And maybe this would be something that you would see for a large base or a large building. This would be the kind of the comms room. But knowing what you know about Grays, you think this probably had a much larger range than normal.
Like to our previous ship, maybe.
A huge range, but you're not quite sure because again, it's broken and you can't really connect to it. Here's
Knowing this, Nico wants to scavenge this machine and what's left of it.
so one. There's no way for you to remove all of this. You can't just pick this up or move it out.
No.
It's prohibitively bulky. You would need like construction whole event to come in. Because it was smashed by the rocks, you're not going to get as much as you would have last time because
Of course.
it was working.
That's fair.
So you can pull from the wires. You
Yep.
think there's enough here that would have been worth 1,250 credits and would have weighed 5 bulk. That's what would have been there if it was still working. Now you can only pull out about a fifth of that. So it's maybe about 200 credits and it's 1 bulk. And again, make sure you're keeping track of this because your bulk will determine if you're encumbered. So make sure you add it to your hero lab sheet. So again, crazy sort of comm unit that only works with telepathy. Makes sense though, because you realize that none of the Greys that you've seen speak. They don't vocalize. They use telepathy.
Well, that makes sense then. If they use telepathy, if they'd be able to communicate through a telepathic computer.
It must connect to something else. But what it does, again, it's not working, so you don't know.
There's no way to get this working even with our advanced computering skills,
Especially not now that it's
Yeah.
fell.
Okay.
One last thing. who was Dr. K? You were working on the Gray Bounder, right? You were going through. You did notice that the Gray Bounder had a collar, this blue ornate collar of metal, and there was a dark loop attached to it, almost like a tag. And as you pick it up, the way it looks, you're like, wait a minute. This reminds me of what Dr. Benjamin had. The cube that's a null space chamber. And you realize this is an empty Mark I null space chamber. It is this tiny loop.
Ooh, fascinating.
And that's all that you find on the Gray Bounder.
Well, I'm taking that.
So lots of new information here. And Heerz is at the door. So what are y'all thinking? What are you going to do?
Nico wants to know, with whatever the engineering place he has here, whether or not he has enough equipment to upgrade his data pad with he wants to upgrade his data pad and have a comm unit in there.
I mean, well, your comm unit is already in your earphones, right? You can already communicate. But
no, this is a boosted comm unit that would allow him to remotely hack into things and remotely communicate with things outside of the ship.
I don't know that you have enough, and I think that it would take you probably a significant amount of time. But, and I mean significant, not like days. I'm just saying, like, you would need to sit down for a couple hours and work through this. You would need to have that time. If you want to take that time, again, we've talked about if you guys want to take more long hours of rest. But you're certainly well on your way.
Okay.
Shall we enter this other space?
Here's just like, let's get Chad to open it. Stand back, all right?
Hey, man. Hold on. I think it's a smart thing to do.
Let me finish my fish tacos. Hold on. I got some fish tacos. He's fish tacos.
Oh, yeah. Chad.
Chad. Sup, Chad?
Hey, sup?
All right, everyone, stand back. I got this right. All right, stand back.
Here's. Do I have to do this right now? Because there's some good ways.
Yeah, you got to do it, Chad. Come on. You got like a couple more hours. All right, you're going to be here for a while.
No.
Chad opens the door.
Do it. Do it. Do it, Chad.
Nico takes out his blaster again, so now he's dual-wielding his dueling sword and his blaster pistol again.
Gonna do a polygonal reveal here.
Also, does anybody want the shock hammer here? Nico's going to be encumbered if he continues to carry it.
What is it called?
It's a shock hammer. I've been encumbered this entire game.
Oh, I already have a bunch of weapons.
The magnetic storm hammer.
Let me see. I don't even know if I can use that.
Okay.
Two-handed advanced melee weapon shock.
I can't use advanced. I mean,
Same.
does anyone have like a lot of like inventory space?
No.
I don't know.
You have that backpack, Dr. OK, right?
Yeah, but it's like full. It's got our med kits. It's got like.
How much does it weigh, Nico? It weighs.
I've been encumbered almost this entire game because I have my armor.
It's one bulk on its own.
My armor, my weapon, and then my two weapons, my tactical axe and my azimuth laser.
I can't use it. I mean, I could carry it, but I can't use it.
Encumbered gives you, reduces your max AC bonus to +2, so that's probably why my AC is so low. And then it also gives you a -5 to strength and dex-based checks.
I mean, here's.
Hey, man, I'll carry it for now until you free up some space. All right.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna move this.
Are you planning to use it?
No, but he doesn't want to lose it. It's kind of like in Skyrim. You give your shit to like Lydia. Like, I'll be your Lydia. It's fine. But I'm gonna not reluctantly do it.
It's really good.
Okay. We'll split the profits of this thing. This thing's worth at least 1,200 credits.
All right, for sure. I have a lot of space, so it's fine.
How do I move this, John, on Hero Lab?
Just take it off. Kelly will put it onto his.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll put it on at the end of the round here. Whatever.
I still don't understand encumbered. So encumbered is if you're half your bulk. Is that right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because what's the point of having a bulk of 12 if you're encumbered through half of that?
You literally can't carry anything else, maybe.
It doesn't define what encumbered means, though.
Well, yeah, it does. all in the conditions. All your speeds are reduced by 10 feet. Your maximum dexterity bonus is +2, -5 to strength and dex base.
No, like what is the
threshold
makes the condition? Yes, where
What's the
do you
threshold?
define that?
I can't find it either right now.
I'm going to the index for carrying capacity. Carrying capacity, item bulk limits. You can carry amount of up to half your strength score without difficulty. You carry more than that, you gain the encumbered condition. So what's your strength score, Kev? 12?
I don't know.
Got it. My
12,
strength
yeah.
score is as much as my bulk. So I guess that makes sense.
So you're fine. So up to or equal to that.
No, and I'm at 7, so I'm over that. I've been encumbered literally like since I picked up this axe, because the axe is 1, the gun is 3, and my armor is 3. So like I've been encumbered.
So
entirely.
your strength is only 7?
I need a smaller gun.
What's your strength?
If I guess
though?
12.
Then you're fine, right? Because
No,
you
'cause
don't not
half-
encumbered until you get
half
to
of your strength.
That's not what I heard from John, unless I totally
Yeah, no,
misheard.
it's up to half your strength.
Oh, I thought it was full strength. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, I see. Well, I'm fine with the Stormhammer for now.
Okay.
What does Chad see?
Good question. I'm going to read it and then I'll reveal it. Chad sees, and therefore you can see that this room too has been heavily damaged. You can see that there are small chairs, maybe some delicate desks that were overturned. You can see what appears to be maybe 3 sets of doors. There's one on the far west wall, and then there's another one to the north, and there's one right next to it. It appears the room curves a little bit to the north. On the sides against the ceiling, on the top part of the ceiling, the top part of the wall and the ceiling, there's this glistening green substance that's stained and spattered across the ceiling. Also, weirdly, maybe what appeared to have been maybe models, little toys, similar little craft projects, little tangles of wires and bibs and bobs and crystal pebbles with all these hues, green, purple, blue, are all scattered across the floor, and it's mixed with like detritus from the broken furniture. So there's probably 2 sets of stations, one right in front of the door and then one closer to the end, and then this big pile of something in the back wall. And 2 things stand out. The first is that over on the other side of the room appear to be a few ripped and crushed cartons of some sort of like little action figure. Can't tell what it is. It's just over. There's a pile of them in the corner. And also that in the center of the room is a pristine vending machine. And it casts light over that entire side of the room. And I'll reveal it here on the map.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of crystal things laying around. It's very colorful.
I'm going to enter, seeing all this arrayed, I'm going to go basically, and can I see what these items are and head towards the vending machine?
Just remember that wasn't a perception check. That was just description of the room. So be careful of traps. And,
so Dr. OK walks in
grab
about
hunters.
halfway across the room, and Nico walks into the room. Yeah?
Yep.
Along the wall, the north wall.
Along the wall. Okay, so
Same.
as you get closer to the vending machine, you realize that it's probably battery operated. You don't see any wires coming to it, which is a little weird. You're like, I feel like vending machines have wires, but it's fine. But as you step and get closer, Dr. OK and Nico too, maybe Dr. Ok's gliding, right? And Dr. K with each footstep, Nico with each footstep or rumble of the room, the machine kind of, the light jumps, blacks out for a second, comes back. It's very sensitive to vibration.
Okay. Roll perception.
Roll perception.
Okay. What'd you get?
22.
22?
24 for me.
24 from Nico, 22 from Dr. OK. You're still behind it, so you can't quite tell, but it does look familiar. You would need to go see what's on the face of it to see what's going on.
So I'll slide over.
Okay.
Take a look.
So you walk up to the front of it. You realize
Nico
that...
will help.
Sorry, Nico, what?
Nico will help.
Okay, so Nico and Dr. OK walk up to the front of this weird vending machine that's sitting in the middle of the room. You see it's written in common that it's a fusion fizz dispenser machine. And you look at the buttons where the screen displays all the possible drinks that you can get. And you remember some of these are not geared towards kids, but they're very carbonated, sweet energy beverages. You recognize it immediately. You see Starstone Apple. You've had that. Leovara Lush. You've had that. Skitter Rocket Blast. You've had these drinks before.
Cash Ball Fruit Punch.
Is this where the kids were in that one flashback that you gave us? I wonder.
What about these crystals on the floor?
It just as GM to you, Kelly, like, no, it doesn't seem like this is there, but this is like seeing a Pepsi vending machine.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Didn't know if it was like destroyed
Coke.
cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Dr. K, you look down at these little gems on the floor. They seem like they're just they must be from some toys, some models. You put things together. You think maybe these are
Decorative
or for kids, you know, little planes and ships, little tiny swords that have jewels
Maybe
in them.
they raised them here.
Sorry?
These clones or whatever. I don't know what their gestation is. You're saying these are toys for like children?
They're toys.
This
for
is
kids.
Children's area?
Along the floor. If you go look over at the corner where there seems to be some other type of toy, that's a different toy. But just in general, scattered across the floor is that. Rick, you walk in as well, yeah?
Yeah. Has anybody looked at the crystals yet?
I just did.
Yeah, Dr. OK did.
Okay.
They're just plastic.
These appear to be
Got it, okay,
some
got it.
sort of toy. Some
They're synthetic.
childlike manufactured product. This vending machine. Another remnant.
Can I do a survival check
On
the troll tracks?
I'm gonna look at this pile of stuff in this pile. And
okay, so Dr. OK walks over to the stuff in the pile. Rick, you're walking around trying to see
God,
what'd you get.
I rolled a 4, so I got a total of 10 for survival. Can I do a take? Well, I already rolled it. Can I do a take 20 though?
If you guys want to, I'm going to say that you rolled it. That you didn't take 20.
I don't want to roll a dice again, ever.
Well, but you can't always do that. I'm going to say in this moment you can't take 20. So you rolled it.
That's fair.
You're not quite
That's
sure.
fair.
Again,
I'm just mad at my rolls being so low. So
there's 2 doors here, gents.
So, Rick, you are walking around, and Heerz is still at the door. Chad is chilling with Heerz. Nico's standing next to the machine. Rick walks up in front of the machine. Rick, as you're walking, you're focused totally on the ground. And you walk up. You look. Again, the tracks. There hasn't been as much dust here, but there's still a lot of toys that you have to brush them aside. But as you do, you brush the tracks. Again, the tracks seem to jump, like it's not moving and just step. There are gaps of 10, 20 feet randomly. Seems like probably this troll damaged these computer stations, maybe the boxes of toys in the corner, but not the vending machine, not everything, which is weird.
After his rampage, he just like pulls out a couple sodas.
Just rampage. But there are some projects, some little toys, crafts that are still intact. You're able to kind of put together. It's just weird physical, like ephemera pop culture stuff.
Could we say that there's some like emotional attachment to these items?
Maybe, but it's a random smattering of items. It's just like somebody took the most popular Tonka and Lego and drinks and maybe some things even that are, from like the Container Store. Things I'm trying to pull real world references so that way we know that what it is. They're just bits and bobs. Like it's just a strange collection of pop culture paraphernalia. Rick, a couple things. Dr. OK, you walk over, you're looking down, and you realize that. Give me a culture check, Dr. OK.
19.
As you walk over, as you move over, you realize these are little Syrinscape plush toys in these boxes. There's maybe 15, 20 of them. And you remember these were sold by this company called Key Toys. And then underneath it says a division of Abadar Corp. And it's written across the top next to just, like Sheeran plush. But these are probably it's Abadar Corp, but they're maybe a little third party, because you remember these were recalled because some children were allergic to the authentic Skittermander fur, which Abadar Corp said this was harvested from paid volunteers, marketed as a premium feature of the toy. But you think about it now, these have been discontinued for so long that they're probably very valuable. This boxes of toys. Which is weird. And Dr. OK, give me a perception check.
Sorry, these were the Skittermander toys, or these were replacements for the...
These are Sheeran plush toys that are made from authentic Skittermander fur.
Sorry, what was the check?
A perception check.
19.
19. Okay. Nico and Rick, Heerz. I'm not sure what you're thinking standing at the door. Maybe you're just chilling with Chad.
Well,
but, yeah.
No, I mean, does Heerz see that? Like, see these little plush toys?
Not from this far away.
All right. Well, the curiosity gets the better of him anyway. He moves in, but go ahead, sorry.
Starts walking in. Okay. So you're walking up. Nico, you're standing next to the machine. Maybe you're just leaning on the machine. You're just taking a breath. You're still catching up from that 10-minute rest. You just need a second. Just... Heerz walks up beside you. Both of you look at each other, and then you look at Rick. And Rick just has that android motionless sense. And Rick is staring at this machine, this vending machine. The light. You're casting a huge shadow behind you because it's one of the only sources of light in this pretty dim room. Because, Rick, as you approached the machine, something tingled. Not quite sure what it was. And with each step, you felt your skin growing warmer. And you don't recall being suddenly right in front of the machine. And your skin just feels warmer and warmer, as if there's a hot breeze that's blowing, and the sound of many voices talking, shouting seems to fill your auditory senses for a brief moment. And the machine in front of you seems brighter, as if there was sunlight on it. You just sense the presence of so many people all around you, this bustle and this commotion. And then just out of nowhere, all of it, the heat, the voices, the light, it all stops as quickly as it came. Nico and Heerz, you're wondering why Rick is just motionless. But Dr. OK doesn't see that one of the boxes goes...
Glitches.
And the top pops off. And one of the Sheeran plush toys, the pincers run, these long green pincers with blades shoot up out of the box.
Ambush.
And it leaps at Dr. OK, and that's our game.
Oh my god. This is like small soldiers.
Oh my god, we can't catch a break.
Wow.
There's always something in every room. Oh my god.
Hey y'all, this is John Swan, and I was just so touched by Kelly's outro last week, it being so heartfelt, that I wanted to make sure that this week, on the week of Thanksgiving, that we here at Will Save wanted to let you know that we are thankful for you, the listener, around the world, for supporting us, listening to us, checking us out, sharing us, and honestly, just hanging out, either on Discord or Twitter or wherever it may be. It's so fun to have you at the table. So, with that, you know what you deserve? You deserve maybe an extra slice of pecan pie. That's what I want. Or maybe some sweet potato casserole, or whatever it is. I think right after this, go treat yourself, because you know what? You deserve it. Maybe you're working, maybe being with family is tough, maybe you're on the road, or sometimes you don't need a reason. Just go take a slice for yourself. So enjoy it, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your time with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Be well and be safe, and we'll be right here when you get back.